Service Week 2019 has been a great way for students to learn how to help out those in need. Coming up, we'll take you to some of this week's events and tell you about one last chance to make a difference in the Lubbock community.
Graduation is just over 2 months away, and some Texas Tech seniors are still needing to get things in order before they walk the stage. Find out how one campus group set up a one-stop shop for students to take care of their commencement checklist before December.
And the Texas Tech volleyball team kicked off Big 12 action last night in the United Supermarkets Arena against West Virginia. But could the team continue a 6-game winning streak against the Mountaineers? MCTV's Custis Moore will have highlights from that game along with a look around athletics and sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Graciela Vasquez.
And I'm Krizia Williams. Since Monday, members of the Texas Tech community have taken part in various activities during the 2019 edition of Service Week.
That's right, Krizia. Throughout the week, multiple events have given students, faculty, and staff the chance to learn more about helping out the local community. On Tuesday, the second day of Service Week continued in the sub with the Raiders Reds Food Pantry and information and drop-off event. From noon to 2 p.m., representatives from the food pantry were available to talk to students about the on-campus service and how they can get involved. The event also brought attention to the food pantry, which could be an important resource for students in need.
It's important just because there are a lot of students that do struggle and don't know that this service is available to them. So it's just really important to promote what it is and let them know that this service is available to them when they need it.
Along with the info table, Raider Reds Food Pantry also held a donation drive to collect items for the pantry. The donation drive started on Monday and it continues through tomorrow. If you would like to donate to the food pantry, you can stop by the sub and drop off non-perishable items in one of the marked donation bins.
Students wanting to get a more of a hands-on approach to helping those in need were given the opportunity during another Service Week activity. The Student Activities Board hosted the Care Packages event yesterday in the sub. During the event, students passing through the entrance near Copy Mail could stop by and help stuff boxes with items for the Salvation Army. The packages included toiletries such as shampoo, razors, and toothbrushes. Yesterday's Care Package event started at 11 a.m., but due to a huge response, all of the boxes were finished by noon.
I was shocked. I was in class before this, so when I showed up, we already had over 100 boxes made within an hour, which is really impressive.
Service Week wraps up tomorrow with a final day of the Battle of the Halls Blood Drive. The blood drive has been going on all week, and you still have a chance to stop by and give the gift of life. The last day of the Battle of the Halls Blood Drive will start tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and continue through 5 p.m. If you would like to donate, you can stop by the Sub Matador room, fill out some paperwork, give blood, and get a free t-shirt. And if you happen to live in one of the on-campus residence halls, you can have your donation count towards a running tally for your complex. After tomorrow, the dorm with the most donations will win a special prize. For more information on this year's blood drive, visit the Residence Halls Association Facebook page at facebook.com/TTURHA and click on Events.
The countdown to December graduation is on for many Texas Tech seniors. And for students who still need to get things in order for commencement, one campus group hosted a one-stop shop for everything related to graduation. The fall edition of the graduation fair kicked off on Tuesday and ended this afternoon. During the fair, attendees could pick out a class ring, get fitted for a cap and gown, and even sit down with Student Business Services to check the status of their account. Representatives from the grad school were also available to discuss options for continuing education, and a photographer was on site to take senior pictures. The fair is hosted each fall and spring semester by the TTU Alumni Association in the McKinsey Merckett Alumni Center. The next graduation fair will take place in the spring, but if you still need to get details in order before December, visit commencement.ttu.edu.
Even if graduation isn't in your near future, you may still be thinking about options for employment or internships. With that in mind, a special event was held this week for anyone wanting to look into options for their future. The University Career Center hosted the All Majors Fair on Wednesday in the Sub Ballroom. Representatives from dozens of businesses were on hand to meet with students looking for part-time and full-time or potential internships. Unlike most of the fairs organized by UCC, the All Majors Job Fair was open to any students here at Tech. And some attendees not only learned about job opportunities, but even had the chance to go one step further in the process.
Typically what happens is they will have a room set up over at the Career Center for interviews the following day. So like these recruiters, a lot of them will be at the Career Center tomorrow interviewing students that they've gathered up here. But yes, lots of our students have found internships, jobs here at the Career Fair.
The fall edition of the All Majors Fair wrapped up yesterday at 4 p.m., but the University Career Center is always available to help students find opportunities for their future. For more information on the UCC or to schedule an appointment with the Career Center, visit careercenter.ttu.edu.
It's been a pretty nice week here on the South Plains. Temperatures have climbed into the 90s by late afternoon, but most of the day we've seen mild conditions.
That's true, Grace. We also haven't seen any more rain here on campus since Sunday, but are we in for some changes as we head into the weekend? MCTV's Madison Hartin joins us in studio with a look at the weekend's forecast. Madison?
Thanks, guys. Well, it is funny that you mentioned rain because we actually are going to be seeing some more chances of rain as we move into next week. But for right now, we can see from our MCTV tower cam that the skies are mostly clear. We have a couple little clouds dotting every once in a while, but for the most part, the skies are big and blue and beautiful. That's the way I like them. I love the warm weather. I love the sunshine. I actually named my dog Sunshine, so I just love the warm weather. I'm not looking forward to the cold temperatures that I know are going to be coming in here soon, but for right now, it's very nice outside. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. For today, our high jumped all the way up to 92 degrees, mostly sunny and hot, and that south by southwesterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's been a little bit warmer than it has been the past couple days, and that's going to reflect in our nightly temperatures too. It's not going to get nearly as cold as it did last night. Our low is going to be only at 67 degrees, and it's going to be mostly clear and mild, and an east by southeasterly wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Looking at the South Plains as a whole, we can see that everywhere is experiencing a bit of a warm snap, or I guess relative to the past couple days. We can see that our coolest temperatures are going to be a little bit north of us, and there is a bit of a line here where there's a little bit of a temperature diversion. That's where the shift in wind is happening. And we can see that in our high temperatures too, that east of us, that it's going to be just a little bit warmer than it is to the west of us, and that is because of those shifting winds that are coming in again. And for next week, I know we're moving into a bit of a more chance of rain coming in for the next week. For that, our most chances of rain is going to be really south of us is where it's going to be seeing the heaviest of rain. Around Lubbock, it's probably going to be about a 40% chance of rain for the Lubbock metropolitan area. But as we all know, when it rains in Lubbock, it pours and it will flood. So just keep that in mind. Even if it's just a little bit of rain, it always feels like a lot more than it is. For tomorrow, going into Friday, our high temperatures are going to be 92 degrees with a low of 65, so very similar to how it is today, just a little bit more cloudy, and an east by southeasterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for Saturday, it's going to go down just a little bit again, high of 88, low of 70, but again, not that much. And then for Sunday, that's when the rain chances are going to start to come in, and those are going to continue into next week for potentially as far as Wednesday. So 40% chance of rain for the Lubbock metropolitan area. 83 are going to be our high, 69 is our low, and that's south by southeasterly wind at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now that we're too far out from that rain right now to really see how it's going to go, because again, it could be over by Sunday and then we could be back to sunshine and blue skies by Monday. But again, it could continue into Wednesday as far as Thursday. So just keep that in mind. We're not ready to put up our jackets just yet. And as we all know, the weather in Lubbock can change in an instant. So for all we know, the rain could pass over us immediately and we could see none of it. So just keep your umbrellas and your rain jackets handy. I'm Madison Hartin for MCTV Weather. Back to you.
Thanks, Madison. The Texas Tech football team has been off for nearly 2 weeks after suffering a tough loss in Arizona.
But will the Red Raiders have a chance to get back on track as they face one of the nation's top-ranked teams on the road? MCTV's Custis Moore joins us in studio with the preview of this weekend's matchup in sports. Custis?
Thanks, guys. Well, folks, this upcoming weekend looks like it's shaping up to be an interesting matchup, as quarterback Alan Bowman will not be on the field this weekend. Although Matt Wells has not came out and said who will be starting on Saturday, he did say that both junior Jet Duffy and Rice grad transfer Jackson Tyner will be taking snaps on Saturday. Both quarterbacks have limited playing time in their respective college careers. In other news, Texas Tech women's soccer is off to a blazing start to the season after going 8-1 in their first 9 games on the season. Junior Kirsten Davis is having a career year by leading the team with 10 goals, 5 assists, and 25 points overall. The Lady Raiders hope to continue their dominance tonight against Oklahoma State at 7 p.m. at the John Walker Soccer Complex. Texas Tech's volleyball team is also on a hot streak, winning their last 7 straight and 11-4 overall in the season. The Red Raiders capped off the 7-game win streak by soundly beating Big 12 rival West Virginia 3-1. Emily Hill led the Red Raiders in kills with 15. Tatum Rowe led the team with 46 assists. Carrington Jones had 5 blocks, and Emerson Solano had 23 digs. The most interesting stat about this game happens to be something that does not have its own statistic. Sophomore Katie Northcutt scored on the most improbable play. A West Virginia player spiked the ball right at Northcutt, but she could not quite get her hands around fast enough, and the ball hit her square in the head and landed on West Virginia's side of the court for a point. Texas Tech volleyball hopes to continue its win streak on Saturday at 1 p.m. in Austin against the University of Texas. Some rather sad news has struck the Red Raider basketball program this past week as Texas Tech legend and Ring of Honor member Andre Emmett passed away in Dallas on Monday. He was a first-team All-American for the Red Raiders in 2004 and a 3-time All-Big 12 selection in 2002, 2003, and 2004. He then played a few years here and there in the NBA and other professional leagues. Most recently, the Big 3. Emmett was just 37 years of age. Emmett is the 3rd Tech sports legend to pass away as of late. Legendary football player Dave Parks passed away on August 8th and E.J. Holub just 5 days ago. Parks was a receiver for the Red Raiders from 1961 to 1963 and set numerous school receiving records. Holub was a two-way player for the Red Raiders from 1957 to 1960 and was nicknamed the Beast. Holub was also a 2-time All-American. That's all for sports. Back to you, Krizia and Grace.
Thanks, Custis. If you ever had the chance to read To Kill a Mockingbird, The Diary of Anne Frank, or even Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, count yourself lucky. Not everyone has had the privilege of enjoying these works of literature.
That's true, Krizia. Even though it might sound a little crazy, every one of those books has been banned at some time in history. And this week, the Department of English decided to bring attention to the issue of censorship with a special exhibit. Throughout the day on Wednesday, students passing through the English building's 2nd floor atrium could check out a display of books that have all been banned in libraries, classrooms, and other institutions. Each book included a description of the ban, when it happened, and where it took place. The banned books were on display this week as a part of National Banned Books Week, which is observed every year in September. Banned Books Week was started by the American Library Association to remind people of the freedom to read and the dangers of censorship. Wednesday's exhibit was also used to help showcase the questionable choices of censors. By displaying works that are all critically acclaimed, along with the display, passers-by could also grab a free cup of coffee and cookies during yesterday's event.
So Grace, have you had the chance to read any of the banned books?
I haven't, but it's something I should look into.
I feel the same. That's all for today's edition of MCTV Weekday Update.
Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to check ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.